Hi, my name is Tyler, and for this assignment, I chose to interview Chef Paul Viney. Chef Paul is the executive sous chef at the Amway Grand Plaza Hotel in Grand Rapids, Michigan. The Amway Grand is comprised of not only a hotel, but also 10 different food service facilities. Chef Paul started out working as a line cook at Cygnus almost 30 years ago. He also managed the 1913 room. Both Cygnus and the 1913 room are considered Black Diamond restaurants in Michigan. In fact, Chef Grant Atchitz had once worked at the 1913 room under Chef Paul. In addition to the overseeing the restaurants and all the different food service establishments at the Amway, Chef Paul also manages the huge events that Amway throws. I have banquets for up and around 5,000 guests. As you can imagine, this is a big hotel and a big corporation. There's a large network of upper management chefs, chef de cuisines, and sous chefs. They are all responsible for managing hundreds of employees. One of the nice things, hotels generally have HR departments, and Chef Paul can attest to the need for a good HR team. From hiring to firing, human resources directs employees through the proper channels when dealing with these types of situations. When it comes to hiring, works with the chef de cuisine for the specific restaurant that is hiring, and they work with the HR department to prepare an effective and legally acceptable job listing. Initially, HR handles all of the applicants that respond to the ads. So they'll review the resumes, they'll hold some basic interviews just to make sure that the people are qualified for the job, and they just kind of filter through all of the applicants, set up interviews with the chef, and going through all the applicants ahead of time really saves a lot of time and effort for the chefs. That way, only the best of the applicants are passed through. Outside of hiring, HR is trained to assist with any potential legal issues as well. Chef Paul says when they're hiring new people, you get people at all different skill levels and with all different work histories. So once someone's hired, he tries to find out what their background consists of, what they expect from their new position, and what their motivations and aspirations are. He also uses this time to find out basic information from his employees, like, do they have a car and stuff like that. After working in the field for a long time, he's come to the conclusion that the labor pool seems to be shrinking. Many people don't want to do physical labor as much as they used to. Many cooks start their careers in the classroom rather than in the kitchen, leaving less motivated applicants to choose from, and also less qualified. Once an applicant is hired, a basic skill level is determined, and then the training begins. They go over knife and equipment safety. Do you know how to handle a knife, and how to, protect yourself from burning yourself on hot equipment, and how to use hazardous equipment like meat slicers. He said there's no specific guidelines that are used to train new hires. Generally, another cook will, just take over the training, and then once the employee becomes acclimated, the chef will continue to educate that person through hands-on training. Paul feels that thoroughly teaching his employees step by step in a hands-on manner is the most effective training technique. As far as performance appraisals, after the initial 90 days, the employee goes through a review, and then performance appraisals are given once a year. They use a rating scale, and it covers everything from knife skills to food safety and professionalism. Training and performance, it's ongoing, so There's generally not that many surprises for an employee when they come to these appraisals. They know what their weaknesses are and what their strong points are. Based on how they score on this performance appraisal, they are awarded points. In the points place them into 3 different raise categories, the lowest being a 1% raise and the highest a 3% raise, and that's annually. In maintaining employees at the Amway grant has always been fairly easy, according to Chef Paul, due to the consistent, non-reactive work environment. Employees get a steady paycheck that doesn't bounce. A great benefit package, including health insurance, prescription insurance, and both dental and optical packages, doesn't hurt either. And employees enjoy shopping privileges at Amway and Amway's outlet store. After a year, employees receive 2 weeks paid vacation. After 5 years, they get 3 weeks of paid vacation, and above and beyond that, they get 6 weeks of paid vacation per year. Sick and personal days are also paid. Throughout my interview with Chef Paul, I've come to realize that he has a very calm and nonchalant demeanor. He actually enjoys the challenges that management lays before him. On a daily basis, he deals with many stressful situations when it comes to organizing an event. Things like limited resources, outside catering issues, and unforeseen circumstances are just a few of the things that can go wrong. He says seeing his ideas for planning an organization come to fruition is very gratifying. Every now and then when someone he's trained excels, he can also share in their pride knowing that he contributed in some way or another. In the past, Chef admits that as a novice manager, he was guilty of making many mistakes. He used to yell at his employees in the heat of the incident, and he even turned to drinking as a stress reliever. Now he analyzes what's going on and tries to figure out why it is upsetting him. One of the major differences he sees in his management is that now he looks at things from a performance-orientated standpoint. He asks himself, is the employee doing their job or not, and are they producing? As a beginner, he didn't really understand that aspect of the job, and it would oftentimes lead to frustration. He no longer loses his temper or stresses out, or turns to drinking. When it comes to dealing with a disciplinary situation, he'll speak to the employee alone or in private after service. They sit down together and talk, and he tries to make them see reality. He uses what he calls the coach and counsel approach. At this time, the offending employee will receive their first verbal warning. If it happens again, then they're issued a second warning, but this time it's in writing. And finally, if a problem is ongoing, a third and final red warning will be issued, and that's prior to termination. If there's anything really crazy like someone stealing something, Chef can just, turn this employee over to HR, and they will deal with someone if it's a circumstance, something major like that. Above all, Paul says that his management philosophy is in line with the corporation and other upper management supervisors. Working for a well-run, organized, and prestigious company definitely has its benefits. He's enjoyed a long and satisfying career within the company and has been recognized through his many accolades, including Grand Rapids Best Chef Award. Thank you.